afternoon, guys. Hope you're well. Coach Matt coming to you live today for Thursday, session 15 of our online live coaching sessions here on Facebook. Hope you're well. It's working. People are logging in, which is good. I've got my camera in front of me today. I've got it up on the screen so I can see all the comments coming through. So I hope everyone's well today. Hope you had a great week. Keep it safe, keep it indoors, unless of course you're out doing your shopping, but don't be out for a putting in the bars, don't need all that at the moment. So yeah, so you're with me today, following on from Coach Hakeem's, that's a bit of a joke there, dodgy video on Sunday with a connection issue, Coach Brian on Tuesday, so I'll be rounding off the week today. We'll give it a few more minutes. If you're in the house, say hello. I can see Seb and Enzo, somebody waved at the top as well. I can't quite see who that is. If I keep looking away, if I keep looking over here, I'm just looking at the screen just so I don't have to keep running back and forth to the camera today. So yeah, as I said, it's Thursday. We're here to round the week off. Harvey's in the house. Hello Harvey, hope you're well. So we're going to be working on passing accuracy today. So what you'll need to make sure from your parents is that you've got permission to make sure you've got a little bit more space to do some passing today. We're not rattling balls in with any great power or anything today, but you need a little bit more space. So my space I'm working with today is going to be from here down to the end, where my glass windows are at the end now. It's about 5 metres the distance I'm going to be working in. I did make a little note on the messages the other day in regards to equipment. Obviously, you'll need a ball. If you've got any cones, great. But I did put a note in to say to have 10 targets. Now today, my targets are going to be water bottles. I've got 10 hidden around there. That's my drinks bottle for today. Your targets can be cones. Your targets can be toys. Your targets can be socks. It can be absolutely anything you want it to be, but we want to work for about 10 different targets today for your coach's challenge at the end. So your parents can get them together for you if you haven't done so already. Don't use anything that can break. Don't use like vases and things. Don't do any of that. So water bottles is probably the best one. Hopefully you've got 10 water bottles in the fridge that your parents can scurry for you now. That we'll be setting up for later. But to start with, we're going to be using a wall, or behind a sofa, or a partner, or a parent. It's up to you what you want to use. I'm going to be using the back of my sofa today. Bounces quite nicely. It takes a little bit of the touch out as well. When I get you to put scores in, Coach Brian is on the comments. He'll be feeding back in the comments today. I can see Coach Richard's there as well. So if you're in and you're joining, say hello. Put your comments and your squads, etc. Obviously, we recognise all of your names anyway, but certainly the regulars who've been joining us. So we're going to get going in about a minute's time. Just going to let the last ones come in. James has just joined in. Just to recap, if you have just joined, it is a passing focus session today in which we're going to be working on passing accuracy. So hopefully you can see me towards the back end of the video. You'll probably see this from me. You're going to probably see a bit more of my bottom than anything. No laughing. Okay, and I'm going to be working that way down towards my window. Alright, that's the back end of the session. That's just the space I've got to work with here in my living room. Obviously my apartment is not the biggest in regards to the length of space. I could have gone down the corridor, but I'd have annoyed the neighbours banging on the door at the end now. Okay? Alex, hope you're well. Nice of you to join us, buddy. Good to see you, mate. So we're going to get started. So just to start with, as part of our warm-up, we're going to work focusing on both right foot and left foot today. What I want you to do is get your football, okay? Using the back of a sofa, wall, parent, brother, sister, partner, whoever you want to work with. All we're going to do to start with, using your right foot, okay? We're going to start with the right foot, so for left-footed players, we'll move on to the left shortly. All I want us to do to start with is just make some nice cushion passes against the back of your sofa. Nice and easy, just to get the leg working. Don't need too much power in it. Okay, what we want to just make sure is it's nice and accurate. I'm about 1 metre away from my passing area, and I'm working my right foot only. If the ball does fall to the other side, you can maybe try a little Rabona style pass, just like I've done then, but we're working right foot only. That's just something a little bit tricky that Coach Matt's pulled out of his arsenal there. That's about all he's got. Okay, so we're going to work for just about a minute, working the inside of the foot. Okay, for great passing accuracy. Keep going, guys. Using the inside of our foot, so the biggest surface area on the foot. The main place we pass when working accuracy or moving the ball around a football pitch, your partners and your teammates. Okay, so just going to work the inside of our foot with our right foot. For about 60 seconds or so. It's just part of our warm-up. And we're going to put in there. You can do it one touch, brilliant. If you need to take a touch to slow it and soften it. But at the moment, the ball shouldn't be coming back at you too fast. So it should be nice and easy to work with our right foot. We're going to hold that one there. What I want you to do now, we're going to move it straight onto our left foot. Now, me personally, my left foot's not very good. When I was younger, I was never encouraged by my coach to use both my feet. It was just playing the strongest foot all the time. We want to try and make sure that you guys can use both feet. We've got a lot of footballers who are ambidextrous, able to use both comfortably. I want you to now work on your left foot only. So we're just going to switch it over. Still inside of the foot. Just that cushion part, a bit of power. The sofa takes a bit of power out of this one. It might feel a little bit alien, might feel a bit weird if you're not used to using your left foot. We just want to push it just against the sofa. Feels a bit out of kilt, this does. Hello, Noah. Yes, happy D-Day for tomorrow, absolutely. I'm going to try and concentrate on the TV and the camera. Okay, we're working our left foot at the moment, just our left foot. Okay, we're going to work for a minute. You need to obviously move with the ball. If the ball ends up going over here, come around it, bring it back into where you need it. Working about 1 metre apart. If you want to make it a bit of a bigger distance, it depends on the space that you've got available, guys. If you've got a bigger space, you use that space. For now, all we're doing is just getting the legs working, getting the ball moving. If you haven't got a sofa, you carry on. If you haven't got a sofa or a wall, use a partner, your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, whoever you want to use. So we go for 10 more seconds. Charlie Dodds, hope you are, buddy. Get Harry involved as well. I know he doesn't necessarily play for a league, but we can get Harry involved also. Okay, you can work as a pair. Right guys, hold it there. Warm up, not finished. Make sure I don't step out of the way. Now we're going to work both feet. So we're going to go left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. We did this as part of our challenge week last week. How many alternative feet passes can you make in 2 minutes is what we did. It's going to work you for a minute again. So we're going to go right foot, left foot. So you need to kind of create a little V. You want to hit a central spot. So it moves across to the other side. If it does come back to the same foot, pop it across, alternate feet. Left foot, right foot. Left foot, right foot. While I'm doing all this, hopefully Coach Brian is on the comments. We haven't got any scores going at the moment. As I said, it's just a warm-up. But we just want to get into a nice rhythm. Left foot, right foot. Get ourselves nice and warm. If you're in the garden, very warm today. Warm here in the apartment. I've had to turn it right down to 20. If you're in the garden, lots of water, shade, keep safe. All the things that we do in a session as it ramps up in the summer. We're going to make sure we keep you safe. So if it is getting warm, look after yourself, okay? There's no harm of me getting injured or sunstroke or dehydrated in here. Maybe trip over a wall or something, but not likely to happen because nice and calm, nice and coordinated today. Just looking after it. Hello, you can. Hope you and Tom sounded well. Okay, and hold it there. Okay, guys, that's about 3 minutes of our warm up. Get yourself a very quick drink. Okay, what I'd like you to do now is, once you've had a drink, I want you to get yourself something relatively flat that you can maybe use as a target. That could be a cone. I'm going to use a cone here. It could be a piece of paper. It could be a beer coaster or a drinks coaster. So not beer coaster. Anything that's relatively flat or not going to fall over. So what we're now going to do, we use this as a central target. So me personally, I'm going to place that just under the edge of my sofa. So I'm going to now use this as my target. This is now my accuracy part. So hopefully you guys can see that down there. Alright, I've just placed it just under the back end of the sofa. So if we now move on to give yourself a bit of an opportunity to score some points, still working from about 1 metre away. You can work 1 metre out by probably standing in one spot and taking a big step forward. For you guys, obviously a bit smaller than me, it's a bigger step. But for me, about 1 metre is one step. So mine's probably about 1.30 m. Alright, 100 centimetres. Do you want to go further? Brilliant. The way you can progress this and make this more challenging for you is to move further away, which we'll do shortly for the main challenges at the end. If you want to do it now, or midway through this part, no problem at all. Alright, but for now, obviously in my space that I've got, to make sure the ball bounces back, that's the thing we're working on here, is making sure you get the ball back. This part, we don't want you passing, chasing, bringing back, we want it just bouncing back. So that's why I've got it done under the sofa here. All we're going to do here, we're going to now play and try and hit our cone, or our target. Smaller your target, harder it's going to be, the better, the more challenging this is. We do this in our academy football sessions. We call it World Cup passing, where working with a partner, you're trying to knock a football off of a cone. The further away you are, the more points you can score. It's just a great target practice game, and kids feel great when they knock the ball off and they can outscore their opponents. So you can try that with a partner. If you're working with your brother or sister, maybe stand apart. If I was working with you, which is of course the camera at the moment, put something in the middle. We can just try and hit that target in the middle. I haven't got a partner, I haven't got any friends today, unfortunately. Okay? So to start us off, all we're going to do is have a little practice. Just try and hit that cone. Okay? Just for accuracy's sake, try and hit that cone. So if my pass goes over there, not an accurate pass, I want to make sure I'm hitting that cone, which I've done 95% so far. Okay? I'm going to try and be quite speedy. If you need to take a touch, take a touch. Alright? Seems that me taking the touch and slowing down is actually not as good. I like to get into a rhythm where I can just play, hit that cone. I'm really focusing on that cone. It's almost second nature. I spent most of my childhood doing this against a wall in the street or with friends or against the curb. Alright? I'm going to work your right foot and your left foot. I don't want you to leave your least confident foot shy. Try it as well. Okay? Maybe you could say, I'm going to take 5 goes on my right, I'm going to see what I score. So that was 4 on my right, I might try the same on my left. Bring that one back in. So only 2 on my left. And then next time I challenge it again. I'm going to go right foot. So I want to work both feet today. That was 3 that time with the right foot. 1. Little miss there. Little miss there. Got to hit it right, hang on. So that was a 3-3. So over there, my left foot got a little bit better than my previous round. I can keep going, I can just keep working it. Alright? Make sure you take your time with it. No rush at the moment, it's just a bit of practice. Alright, so you guys carry on, aim for your target. If like me, the cone's starting to creep under, pull it out a little bit. As I mentioned, alternative ways of doing this. Working with a partner, you've got a spare ball, put your ball on your cone, aim for the ball. Tennis ball on a cone, smaller target. Golf ball on a cone, golf ball on the middle of the floor. Drinks mat, smashing it, mine are quite heavy, stone based, but you can put that somewhere, it's a smaller target, a wallet, anything you want that's a small target that's not going to break. Okay? So you guys keep going, I'm sure you found something. If you're not necessarily in time with me at the moment, don't worry. This video stays on Facebook after, so you can keep working with it. Alright? Okay, hold it there. What I want now, the comments have gone quiet. We're now going to have a little challenge. So I'm going to give you 1 minute, alright? We're going to work with our right foot only. Only your right foot this time. And we'll then have a left foot challenge after as well. And we'll compare our right foot and our left foot challenges. What I don't want you putting your right foot score in one comment, and then your left foot score in another comment. We're doing the same comment, otherwise we're going to have numbers everywhere, and Coach Brian's going to try and comprehend all the numbers, which is hard enough for him anyway, and he's not going to be able to manage it. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to give you 1 minute, we're going to play right foot. Then we're going to stop, we're going to swap over, we're going to go left foot, and at the end I want you to put in your comments, Matt Renford, Coach Matt, right foot 63, left foot 42. And we can see which one works best. Okay, and we're going to try and be able to work out, hopefully, which is your stronger foot. So we're going to go for 60 seconds on each of these now, guys. I'm going to join in with you, alright? Not the coach's challenge, just part of the activity. So I'm going to put my 1 minute timer on. We're going on my timer. You've got a timer there. Okay? So, got 1 minute, right foot, hitting your target, starts now. Off we go. Count your score. Be honest. Inside of the foot. and stop there. So that's your first minute. And now we're going to move it over to the left foot. So take that score, that was 55 hits, not 55 passes, probably made about 70, 75 passes. I didn't hit it every single time. I'm being quite strict on how many I'm scoring here. So the ones that hit. So that was 55 for me. Moving straight over to the left foot, same distance, same location, same again. And we're going to go for our minute from now. Off we go. What I want you to do there, put your score in for your right foot. So your first score should be your right foot and left foot. So me would be Coach Matt, 55 right, and then it was unfortunately only 29 left. So if I hadn't have told you I was right foot or left footed, I'm sure you could probably have told which foot was my least confident and my least strongest foot there. So I had Matt, Coach Matt, right foot 55, left foot 29, I said, didn't I? 29, all right? So that's a big difference, 26, almost twice the amount of accurate passes that I've made there. Seb, I know, I hate my left foot too, which is why I tend to play on the right, but you obviously need to make sure that you work on them, improve them. You guys are young. You've got years ahead of you to be able to help improve those things. I'm at the back end of my career now, unfortunately, being significantly north of 30, still playing, okay, so my learning is done. That's not really going to improve for me, but you guys, by putting the time and the dedication and the effort into doing it, doing these little things, even not necessarily now, but off camera time, or off live session time, out in the garden, it helps you improve. Find a target, hit it, hit it, hit it. It's repetition, repetition, repetition. It's like I've been watching a program on Netflix called The Last Dance, which is basketball related, to do with a basketballer called Michael Jordan. Crossing sports here, your parents will have certainly known Michael Jordan. He's in the film Space Jam, you may have seen that. But all basketballers do when they're doing their shooting, it's just a motor skill. And once they get into a rhythm, it just flows. And they hit their target 99% of the time. And that's what sets, of course, professionals apart from, of course, amateurs. Because they've spent so much time, and I'm not saying we don't spend that time, they've spent so much time, it's just become such a motor skill, and it's just a rhythm, it works perfectly for them. So great scores coming through here. Coach Brian will be commenting on them. I'm trying to still drink this, I haven't got it yet. That's our first challenge. The next one, you're going to need a little bit more space. You're going to need a different style target this time. This is now the introduction of my first big target. So I'm now going to put a water bottle here. You're going to see a lot more of my bottle on that side this time. So I'm now going to come into around where the camera is. So I'm now going to come into you guys here. Okay, so now I've got about a 5 meter space here. Alright, just make sure you can see me as well. So my 5 meter space is working. I've got 2 cones here, my line here, right next to my kitchen. Okay, and I'm now going to be working to try and hit the target in front of me. And for you guys to start with as a practice, we've now opened our space up. I could probably go another 7 meters further back, but I'd be at my front door. And of course my phone's in the way, so I'm not going to do that today. But whatever space you have to work with, that's for you to try. I'm going with about 5 meters. But of course everyone's living rooms and gardens are different shapes and sizes, so this is now for you to try. If you're not necessarily in time with me, don't worry. Okay, so it's an opportunity for you to maybe do it after, or if you can do it at the same time, brilliant. All we're looking for now, left foot or right foot, completely up to you. We're now going to have a bit of competition against each other. So I'm just slightly off screen. You just see me, I'm just to the side at the moment. All I'm now looking at doing So making a nice big pass, get in there and try to hit my bottle over. Alright, once I've done that, I'm in, I'm back down, I'm picking it up, I'm bringing the ball back to my original starting spot, I'm set, I'm ready. I'm not as good that time. Don't smash anything either. Alright, make sure there's nothing that's in the way that you're going to knock here. Okay, so my number 2, that time, knocked it down, so that'd be 2 points for me. So we're going to have a little bit of running into this one, bringing the ball back. Hopefully you've got a bit of space to work with. Passing the 3, and to remember I've got a glass window there as well. Alright, so we're looking for passing accuracy, not necessarily passing power. And you're not going to hit every time. Of course, it's going to get harder because you're further away. So many different footballers in this world who've got different ways of playing and different specialities. Some passers can pass short distance and they don't give the ball away. Some footballers are more designed on passing the ball long distance. I remember growing up watching Paul Scholes. He could put this football absolutely anywhere on a football field. If somebody put a 10-pence piece down 80 yards away, he'd hit it every single time. Your parents are going to vouch for that one. Okay, so the other footballers. The ball bounces back, so you can get a little running. Seems to have dropped off on my accuracy here. There we go, back on again. So we're just looking at working our accuracy this time. So I'm going to give you about a minute to spend on your right foot, and then about a minute to spend on your left foot. Again, a lot harder when you move across to your opposite foot. Got it that time though. That wasn't too bad. Very good, Noah. Saw Brian's comment just then. We're just trying to see some of the comments coming through at the moment. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it just clicks. All right. It's a great feeling when playing football, and I mean, as I mentioned before, I'm right-footed. You score a goal with your left foot. It's a great feeling because it's a bit of a rare occurrence. It doesn't usually happen. The bravery to take that on, and of course then to execute it and it result in a goal, is fantastic. All right. So keep working. We're going to go for about 30 more seconds. Then add your turns in, your little touches in here, in between, things that we've been working on. Get it nice and still, and then accurate pass. Little turn, I'm coming back to you. Accurate pass. There we go. All right. What I want us to do is have a little practice. We're going to have a little competition with this part in a moment's time. To give you 10 more seconds. Need to keep remembering that the camera's there and not there. That's where my comments are, that's where the camera is. Technology is a beautiful thing. Okay? Right guys, hold it there. We're now going to make it a bit of a competition again. Back to the scores this time. Brian again on the comments. Okay? Obviously your environments and your setups are all different distances. Some people might not have 5 meters to work with. Some people might have the luxury of having 20 meters to work with. All right, so your scores could be different based on the distances you have to travel. Scores will potentially be a bit lower here than our first round. We're hitting a little mini target. So now we're going to have 1 minute, okay, on, our right foot here, trying to hit our target, then a minute on our left foot. Same again, same reporting format and structure as we did before. We are going to go 1 minute, coach Matt, 12 with the right, and then 6 with the left. I'm going to predict that I'm going to get less with my left. It's just the way it is. All right? That bit in between is quick. We're going to make sure we're working quick. In between, back and forth. All right? It's just that little shuttle sprint to make sure you get that ball back nice and quickly. If you are fortunate enough for that ball to bounce back to you, brilliant. So we're going to set 1 minute here. My clock is going on. We're on my timer. Hopefully everyone's ready. If you need a quick drink, you can do so. But you're going to do this with me after. Which Brian would stop messaging our WhatsApp group so that it stops coming on my phone. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Right foot, off we go. There's my first pass. I'm going to do a nice sharp turn, bringing it back, and play again. There's my first one. I'm getting my ball back up. Quicker we do that, more points I'm going to be able to score. 2 points. If I mean you've got your tiled floor, you can use your grouting in between the tiles as a accuracy line. 3 on the bob for me, there's a hat trick. Not 4 though. He's not getting the double brace today. Oh, watch out for that pocket as well. Playing there, 4. Probably not going to get to the 12 that I mentioned. 5. Little turn to get the ball back where I need it. It's not too far though. steps in. 3 seconds. And stop there. Okay? 60 seconds flies. Scores probably won't be too high. 6 for me. Just the 6. We're going to come straight back in. Give yourself 10 seconds breather. Quick gasp of water if you need it. We're now going to move to our left foot. Once we've done this, we're into our coach's challenge. This is going to be where you need your 10 targets. Okay, we go straight into this. Right, left foot. I'm probably in the way, you probably can't see too much apart from me running. You shouldn't be watching when you're doing anyway. Right, 60 seconds. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Awful pass. It's the internet router there. Not as good on the left. It's a bit further, so it needs to be really accurate. Fine margins here. Okay, that fine margin makes a difference. It's just as nifs to the left. Not a good start from Coach Matt. Hopefully yours has started better. I'm nowhere near as confident on my left foot at all. As you can see, 0 out of 6. Even though we're coaches, and I'd say we're pretty good at what we do, we're of course not perfect. We're only humans, we're not professionals. Some of us have been. There's the first one. 2, 1, and stop there. I certainly could have done with a bit more time on that one now. 1, awful. 1 in 60 seconds for me. So my reporting there will be Coach Matt, right foot 6, left foot 1. And that was over the 5 metre distance. So post it in, look at that straight away. 2 of you beaten me already. I fully expect everyone to beat you there. Alright? Once you've done that before you get a drink, this is now where we're bringing out our 10 targets. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to set these up with a little gap in between each one. It's a bit like bowling, but don't put them too close together because we don't want them knocking each other down. So I'm just leaving a bit of space in between each one. Let's get 5 there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So that is my setup. So hopefully you can see that there. 10 bottles. Mind you buy bottles, other water bottle providers are available. Okay? It's just my personal favourite. Apologies if there's anyone who owns a water company here. So I've got my 10 targets. So this is now going to be our coach's challenge. So we're right on time. The clock is above me somewhere. What we're going to do here, you now have to try and knock down all 10 targets in as quick a time as you possibly can. Alright? What we want to do here is make sure that your targets aren't too close together, because if they are and they just knock each other down, there's no way I can knock all 10 down in one hit. Can't happen. It's not like a game of bowling. Okay, it's a game like before. If you've got 10 targets, we're going to go till we knock the 10th one down. Some great scores coming through there. Well done. Obviously, if your left foot score is higher than your right, potentially means you are left-footed or you've just had an absolute worldie. I'm not saying that everyone is right-footed. Okay? So this one, coach's challenge, you're now going against the clock. It's not a countdown. This one here is knock down all 10 of your targets. Could be toys, socks, cones, water bottles, whatever you want to be using today. If you've only got 5, that's fine. But what we'll do is if you've only got 5 targets, double your time. We'll do that. That's fair. Although it's not true accurate reflection, it gives us a bit more of an indication. So I'm playing till I've knocked down all 10 cones, 10 bottles. The problem for me is, once I've knocked at least 8 or 9 of them down, they're going to be in the way of each other, so they're going to potentially deflect. I need to put a bit more power, because these are fully as well, so they take a bit more power to knock down. Right guys, so we're against the clock here. We're going to go until we finish, so hopefully I'm not going for too long here. So, start your engines guys. You guys against Coach Matt, and we're going to put our time once we've knocked all 10 down at the end. Okay? We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, off we go. 2 straight away. Come on, boy. Let's see one, we're right in the way already. Make sure you don't trip over whatever you're passing at as well. Yep. It's 5 down for me. Got lucky with some of them. 6. Should be aiming in between 1 minute and 2, yeah? I'm not going to count that one. That was a rebound. I'm going to pick that one back up. Probably fall over again. Yeah, I'll pick it back up again. That one's up there. So it's 3 left for me. That's the back. No silly deflections. I'm at 52 seconds so far. One of the back's gone. 2 left. Come on, Coach Matt. So we're getting some harder now. 1 left. Here we go. Bit of running in between this time. There we go. And stop for me. Made a bit of a mess. It's fine. No water anywhere. That's the main thing. Okay? So I've stopped mine. If you're still going, keep going. What I don't want you to do, no one's put scores in yet, presumably you're still going, which is great. I want you to put your time, and then I will tell you mine in a moment. I said it'd probably be aiming somewhere between a minute and 2 minutes, 60 seconds to 120 seconds. Very good. 34. Enzo. Continue to impress us all the time. Very good. That's going to take some beating. It doesn't matter if you're still going or if it takes you 5 minutes. Okay? Does not matter at all. I'm not here to find who's the quickest. It's just we like to add competition. We always add competition when we do our sessions. Okay? You guys, it's good to have competition against others, competition against self. Alright? Today you're competing against me. You're not competing against others. Not a problem if you don't know the time. No problem at all. Okay? 33, very good size. You've all beaten me so far. Mine was 1 minute and 11 seconds. Alright, so 71 seconds. So these scores are much better than mine. Very, very fast. Good eye, Chris. Well done. Now, of course, I don't know what the distances you're working on here. I don't know if you're working a metre apart, if you're working 10 metres, 20 metres, my case 5 metres. I don't know what that distance is. So I'm not here to judge anyone in any way at all, because everyone's is going to be different. So it's not like we've got it all set up and we're all working exactly the same, or we're not working with the exact same targets. Some people might be using small toys, some people might be using larger water bottles. It's hard in an environment where not everyone's got the same. Okay, but what we're focusing on solely here is passing accuracy. So hopefully when we get to September, we'll put you into the game environment, you've got the ball, you're passing to your teammates, and you're not passing to the team. Alright, it's obviously a lot harder when there's moving players and moving parts to a game, alright, because obviously you've got less time to make decisions and everything's going on at 100 miles an hour, alright, but we're looking for that accurate passing, so we know that it's inside the foot, it's a nice pass. Obviously you have to consider your weight. If your player's further away, it's going to be a firmer, harder pass. If they're even further away, it's maybe just a pass through the air, which obviously I'm not going to do it here because I will smash my window. But hopefully in a few weeks' time, whether sessions are running or not, we're able to hopefully get back out into a park. We'll try and bring you these live sessions in a bigger environment where we can actually do that, and you can maybe do it in the garden, or you can pop down to the park with your phone and be able to do that with your parents, okay? So Coach Brian, sorry, is obviously here just doing the times. Really well done today, guys. Obviously not a fitness Thursday, we haven't done a fitness football session today, but still a little bit of running in there, just focusing on an individual area, and that being the passing accuracy today. A few last things from me. If you've been doing them, some of you have, some of you haven't. We've got our educational sessions and challenges that went onto social media on Monday and Wednesday. We've also got our West Ham United activity packs that are now live. They are literally live as of now. I think Carla's sending it all out via the newsletter, so have a look at those through the newsletter. Also tomorrow, I'm hosting our third family quiz. Alright, so I've put all our quiz together today, 50 questions, 5 rounds. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow evening, tune in 6 o'clock on our Facebook, on the same place here, Facebook Live with your family. We've had quite a lot of families joining it. It's a bit of fun. It's a great opportunity to test the brain, alright, see what's there. I think the rounds are putting a lot of children's round, football round, geography round, general knowledge round, and a sport round. So it's in keep with what you like, hopefully, your sport, your football, obviously children's related things as well. Alright? Brian's put the reminder on the screen. Thank you for joining me, alright? I probably won't be back next week doing the live session. I think you'll probably have Brian, Hakeem, Connor, potentially Nisha. We're trying to get Nisha live in from Serbia. It's proving a bit difficult at the moment. Okay, but we'll see you back next week for our 3 sessions. Don't forget to join in tomorrow. Gents, ladies, have a great weekend. Stay safe. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.